Hello and welcome back to Buzz on Veterans. I am joined by a very special guest today and I'm excited for this conversation. I'm your host, Whitney Mincey, joined by Kathryn Bynum. So first of all, tell us about Concrete and Palm.
So Concrete and Palm is a boutique marketing agency located here in Jacksonville. We work with small to medium-sized business owners. Some are local and we have some national clients as well, but I really like to have that in-person connection and like be able to see somebody,
right,
you know, every week or so. So we try to stick to the local market here.
Yeah, and so how did you get into this? I know you're a veteran, Marine Corps. First of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
But what led you to marketing after that?
So I started in the Marine Corps as a combat photographer. So I was in media. Those jobs eventually got merged with PR. So I was in media and PR for 8 years. And actually when I got out, I really wanted to just take a break. The media industry within the military is, for obvious reasons, like restrictive and very regulated. And it wasn't really creatively filling me up. And I was like, I'm done with this. I'm taking a break. I'm going to go on and do something else. And I couldn't leave the industry. Like I just loved it. So I went to school. I started college at JU. And while I was doing my undergrad, I was freelancing a lot. And you know, I've always had this passion for entrepreneurship since a very young age, and I feel like marketing is this really intimate interaction with entrepreneurship day in, day out. So that's what I was just kept feeling called to go back to, and seeing kind of a gap in the market for those like smaller businesses that can't necessarily afford a large agency but still can really benefit from professional help. That was one of the motivators to start the agency. And then I was working with a lot of other freelancers that maybe worked in corporate and then they left their jobs because they weren't happy, but then they didn't have the business background to really run a profitable, you know, freelancing operation. And so I was like, if I can just find the clients and I can find the talent and bring them together. And so in the beginning, I really just thought of myself as like a talent manager.
Right, a little bit of a matchmaker.
Yeah, exactly, like bringing things together, and it just has grown, you know, from there. And so now we're a team of 8, all women, and that's been really exciting. We've had some other veterans on the team as well, and it's just been really positive and a unique culture that I just never got to experience anywhere else.
Yeah, so I would love for you to share more about the culture, because it sounds like that is so important to what you've put together here. So tell us more about that.
When I was in the military, I, you know, was in a leadership role for a good portion of my career, and it was challenging. I mean, I think we all know some of the negative things that happen with culture in the military, especially the Marine Corps, coming into it as a woman.
Right. And
so I was taking those lessons to heart over the past 8 years and kind of figuring out who I wanted to be as a leader. And during my time, I was, you know, a strong performer. I got meritoriously promoted. You know, I was doing everything I was supposed to do. And then I went through some personal struggles in my life and really had to face some significant trauma. And the experience that I had in the military, you know, that was the end of my career. It was like, you're done, wash their hands of me, and I was out before I knew it. And I thought that that was such a loss, because if the military had given me time to heal and like get better and process what I needed to, then I would have come back at 100%, and I was never given that chance. So that really made me think about the type of work environment I wanted to create.
Right.
And it's been, I mean, over the past 2.5 years, it's just been story after story of having people come on the team that were finally given a place that was kind of soft and just like allowed to do their job, and it didn't have to be everything, and they didn't have to overcommit to things. And if they had stuff going on, they got time off. And if that meant that work didn't get done, like I took that hit with our clients. And the team that I have today is like really incredible, and it's what makes my agency special. Because a lot of people do what we do. It's a very saturated industry, but we have this like incredible teamwork where we truly like play to each other's strengths, and like we fill in each other's gaps when we're going through things. And that part of it is just like, that's what I love the most, and I'm the most proud of. Like that's my most proud accomplishment since I've gotten out of the military.
Yeah, and a great accomplishment. I thank you so much for being here. Unfortunately, we're out of time, although I would love to hear more about it. But thank you. And if you would like to hear more about Kat and her organization, make sure you go to dailynewsnetwork.com. And of course, a very special thank you to our sponsor, Operation Barnabas. We will see you next time on Buzz on Veterans.
Operation Barnabas is a veterans ministry, started in 2017 with the purpose of helping our veterans that kind of got left behind, and they've struggled with addictions, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, those kind of things, helping them get whole again through one-to-one mentorship.
Being able to communicate with them and help them can drastically change their life, can drastically change a family's life. The little that we can do is put our hand out and say, hey, do you want a hand up?